Hey guys, it's Katie. So today I thought that I would do a pregnancy update video as long as I can get through this without passing out from feeling out of breath. So I am now at 31 weeks and I have a lot to update you on because I haven't really updated you guys on anything since like maybe week 20 or so. So I wrote down some things that I wanted to chat with you guys about. I'm telling you, it feels like this baby is sitting on my lung. I don't think I told you about this, but this happened in week 19. So before school got out for the summer, we always do like a teachers versus fifth graders kickball game. And I was like, oh, I could play. It's just kickball. Like, it'll be fine. You guys. So I go up to kick the ball. We're playing like on a field that's like all grass. And I go up to kick the ball and I kick it well, and I start running and I maybe take 2 steps and the grass was super like wet and sloshy. So I literally like face planted because I just like couldn't, it was like I was too top heavy or something. And it's like my body couldn't keep up with like my feet moving. Somebody's down here making noises, so if you hear snorting, that's her. It was like my body couldn't keep up with my feet moving, and I just kind of toppled over and literally like slid belly first on the ground. Thank goodness it was like grass and not asphalt, but it was scary. And I felt totally fine after. I was like, oh my gosh, that's embarrassing. Obviously everybody at work knew I was pregnant, so everybody's freaking out. You know, some people told me not to play, and in hindsight, I probably shouldn't have played, but I didn't really have a belly yet, so I was like, it's fine. And, well, everybody's reaction at work made me so upset because I was just like their reaction made me worry. So I ended up leaving work that day and going to the hospital just to make sure that baby was okay. And thank goodness, like, the doctor did an ultrasound right away and baby's heart rate was normal and everything seemed to be okay. So that was at week 19, right before my 20-week anatomy scan. I was glad that I ended up going to the hospital just because I would have been worried about it until my next appointment, obviously. But, you know, it's just scary when something like that happens because it's no longer just about you, you know? Like, if I would have fallen, I would have, like, cared less. But the fact that I'm holding a baby in my belly, like, it just truly freaked me out. So I'm very thankful that even though I did land, like, on my belly, I think I hit my knees first and then kind of slid on my belly. But to be honest, I can't really remember 100%. But that was always keeping it interesting, you know? So that happened in week 19. As far as cravings or anything like that go, I don't have any like intense cravings, but I think it's because I just haven't really been like restricting myself in any way. You know, if I want something, I just go eat it. But I haven't had those typical cravings where, you know, you see in the movies the wife is sending the husband to the grocery store at 2 in the morning because she wants pickles or something like that. Like, that really hasn't been my reality. I'd say if anything, I mean, I could eat Chick-fil-A Cobb salads every day of my life. Their their Cobb salad is so good. Sweet tea, but I can't, and like I don't even drink sweet tea on a normal basis, like not pregnant, but I can't overdo it with that because I am seriously limiting my caffeine. So sweet tea, and then fruit. I've really been like loving fruit. Watermelon, strawberries, grapes, doesn't matter really, any kind of fruit. I can pretty much have anything except for citrus because citrus gives me insane heartburn. Anything citrus or anything super spicy. So I actually like spicy things. Like if I get pizza, I get jalapenos on my pizza. I like spicier things in my Thai food, you know, but I can't do it right now. So I have to stay away from the lemonade, the orange juice, and anything spicy. Otherwise, the heartburn, it's intense. I was Instagramming the other day, not too long ago, and I was like, I didn't even know what heartburn was until I was pregnant. Like, I literally had this feeling in my throat one night, and I had to Google, why does it feel like I have something stuck in my throat while being pregnant? And then all this stuff came up, all these threads came up about heartburn. I was like, oh, that's heartburn. So because of pregnancy, I now know what heartburn is. I've been able to manage it since then. It hasn't been so bad as long as I stay away from those things in my diet, which I have done because it is definitely not worth it. Other than that, pregnancy symptoms besides like cravings or things like that, like I will cry at the drop of a hat. And the other day I cried at work, and I never cry at work. It was just like an overwhelming day in general. And I think because I'm hormonal, it just hit me hard. So that happened. The other day I was watching a commercial, and it was something, I don't even remember what the commercial was, who it was for, what the context was, but like a man gave a woman a salad and it made me cry. Like, I don't know, just like the silliest things make me cry. But also anything that's like heartfelt, anything that has to do with like animals or babies makes me cry, like constantly. So if I'm watching anything on TV that's like sentimental, start crying. I like cannot control it. I could see like a heartfelt tweet on Twitter and I start crying. But yeah, so it's more like sweet things that make me cry, not necessarily like I get upset and I start crying. Except for the thing at work. That was just a eventful day. Working out. So I wanted to work out throughout this entire pregnancy because, well, that was my plan, because I've heard that if you work out throughout the entire pregnancy, labor can be shortened like a ton. So I was down for that, and I was doing okay, like at least walking. Like I'm not running or anything like that. The kickball game at work really like scared me out of doing anything like too strenuous or too physical. But I had been walking every day. But then like as soon as I went back to work, which was like August 7th, I just can't do it. I'm just exhausted by the end of the day. So I do like move around a lot at work, but I'm not going home and going to the gym after. I'm always way too tired. So I wish I could keep it up, but you know, I did my best. Some things I've noticed, like everybody that I know in my real life has been so nice. Like, how are you feeling? You know, like people at work have been offering to take my like recess duty and things like that. Like people have been so kind because I think they understand how rough it is when you're pregnant and it's 100 degrees outside and you have to go like stand out in the hot sun or, you know, be running around active all day at work. So people have been super nice in my real life, but strangers are strange. Like I've just noticed that like everyone always has a comment, you know? Like I haven't really had a lot of comments of like, oh, you're about to pop. But when people ask how far along are you, first of all, I don't care how big of a belly I have, you should never ask that, number one, because what if I wasn't pregnant? You know, what if like I've known, well, I haven't known, but I've heard of people who have like a tumor in their belly and they look like they're pregnant, but they're not, you know? So like, it's just better to just not say anything, you know? Unless I'm wearing a t-shirt that says something about being pregnant. No, still, even then, like just, if you're a stranger, just don't do it. But when I was saying strangers can be strange, like they always, like if I'm in the grocery store, or the other day I was at Sephora because it was during the sale, you know, a lady asked me, oh, when are you due? I said October 27th, and she was like, oh, you still have a ways to go. It looks like, I was thinking more like September. I'm like, thanks, lady. You know, like, AKA your belly looks huge. That's how I took it. So, I don't know, strangers can just say the strangest things sometimes. And then like the unsolicited advice is always interesting, but I mean, it doesn't really bother me that much. I just have noticed it, you know? My husband has been so amazing during this entire process, like so nurturing. I mean, I get home and I don't even lift a finger around the house. Like I feel guilty, but I'm just so tired. So he's been the one doing all the cooking, all the cleaning, taking care of the dogs, you know, like he's been so nurturing and helpful every time, you know, he's out. What do you need? He would never in a million years complain if I asked him to go to the grocery store 17 times for pickles and ice cream. You know, like he's been so amazing. And to be honest, I cannot wait. Like it's crazy. I was watching Southern Charm the other day and Cameron, if you guys watch Southern Charm, I was kind of like her in my 20s where like she didn't want kids at all. And I always knew I wanted kids, but in my 20s I was like, no thank you. Like I did not want to get pregnant in my 20s. Not that it had anything to do with my 20s, but I just wasn't at a time in my life where I was ready for that. I've always been somebody who like, I wanted to get married. I wanted to be married for a little bit. You know, I wanted to have a career and have some sort of like, I wanted to own a home. I wanted to have a savings, you know, I wanted to be very prepared for having a baby. And not that people in their 20s aren't prepared to have a baby, but I wasn't in my 20s. So just putting that out there. Anyways, Cameron had said when you get pregnant or you have a child, like it was like, it's like a new part of your brain opens up and you just become so much more, what did she say? Basically she was saying a new part of your brain opens up that you didn't even know you had. And it's like a part of your brain that's like specifically reserved for loving this child. And it's so crazy that like I don't even know this child yet. Like I haven't even held this child and like I love her so much. And it's just, I know some of you guys who are moms or dads out there, like you understand what I'm saying. It's just like, it's indescribable. And I'm just so happy and I cannot wait to meet her. And I can't wait for my husband to hold her and I can't wait to watch that. Because I just think that he is going to be like the best dad ever. Oh my gosh, I'm going to cry. I'm telling you, sentimental things at this point in my life, they make me cry all the time. And I'm not even a crier. I'm not too nervous about labor. I think once I get closer to the due date, I will be getting more nervous. And because then it will seem like more real, like, oh my gosh, this is really happening and it's probably really going to hurt. So, but right now I feel kind of like my mindset is women have been doing this for years and years. And if other women can do it and get through it, then I can do it too. That's kind of the attitude I have right now. But at the same time, I also know so many things can go wrong. And so I get nervous when I really think about it. But the day-to-day, like it's not something that's on my mind. I mean, obviously my baby is on my mind all day, every day. But the actual like labor part is not on my mind all day, every day. Oh, so when I fell at 19 weeks, at that point, I was getting a little bit concerned because I wasn't feeling a lot of kicks. And I know other women feel kicks as early as like 16 weeks. I was already at 19 weeks, and so I was like, what is happening? But when I fell and the doctor did the ultrasound, she said, oh, did you know that you have posterior placenta? Posterior placenta. And I had a feeling that I had that because I wasn't feeling a lot down there. And so when she told me that, I almost had like a sigh of relief because I was like, well, that explains why I haven't really felt a lot of kicks. So he's gonna have to sit here with me. She's snorting too much. So when I went to the doctor and she said, oh, you have posterior placenta, I was kind of relieved because I was like, okay, that explains why I haven't really felt a lot of kicks. So I'd say from about like 20 weeks on is when I started, more like right after that appointment, I started feeling some like flutters and things like that. And now finally they're starting to get a little bit more intense, but I'm sure that my placenta being right in front is still kind of blocking some of the intensity of those kicks, so I'm not feeling it as much as somebody else would that has a placenta like off to the side or like way up high or anything like that. So I did have, or do, have posterior placenta. And if I didn't explain that very well in the beginning, it's just when your placenta like sits right behind your belly button. So when the baby kicks, it's kicking the placenta. And so it's kind of blocking some of the intensity of that kick, so you don't feel it quite as intense as other women would. So I do have that. My placenta has actually moved a lot during pregnancy, and I don't think that that's totally normal. So I'm just praying that it doesn't move downward, because it has been moving down. Like, it was way up high, and now it's right, well, the last appointment she told me it was right behind my belly button, and then one of the most recent ones, it was a little bit lower than my belly button. So I just hope it doesn't move too far down, because then I would have to have a C-section. And not that there's anything wrong with having a C-section. You got to do what you got to do kind of thing, you know, but we'll see. So hopefully the placenta just stays where it's supposed to be, and then I can just do a natural birth. Well, not natural. I mean, like, I'm getting an epidural. The doctor asked me, like, what my birth plan was the last appointment, and to be honest, my birth plan is hoping that my water breaks, so I know for sure that it's time to go, going to the hospital, getting an epidural, and listening to whatever they say needs to be done to get the baby out safely. So that's my birth plan. I've also been swelling just a little bit. I mean, like, I'm definitely bigger all around. I don't think that's just swelling. I think that's just fat. But definitely after a long day at work, if I come home, my feet are a little bit swollen. But it's not intense. It goes away like right after I put my feet up for a little bit. So I'm hoping that that stays and I don't, you know, get super swollen throughout the rest of the pregnancy. I do think it's kind of interesting how it's been now, and I don't want anybody to take this the wrong way or think that I'm being, what's the word I'm looking for? Selfish or like ungrateful, but I never thought about how emotionally hard it would be on me to get bigger. And because for me, like, I haven't just gotten bigger in the belly. If it was just the belly, I'd be like, oh, whatever, it's cute and it'll go down once the baby gets here and all will be well. But I've gotten bigger like everywhere. Like, my arms are bigger, my legs are bigger. I just feel bigger, and that's been kind of hard on me and my like confidence, I guess I could say. I just don't feel very cute right now. And so that's been kind of an adjustment, but I just keep telling myself, you know, like, I'm not eating like trash. Like, I'm trying to eat, you know, pretty well, especially Monday through Friday. Like, at work, I always take healthy snacks. I'm eating a lot of fruit, a lot of vegetables, all of that. So I'm doing the best that I can, you know, and although I hadn't intended on gaining as much weight as I have thus far in the pregnancy, you know, it is what it is, and I will just deal with it after the baby gets here. So, I don't know. Did anybody else feel like that when they were pregnant? Like, I feel like I'm the only one that's like, oh, I'm getting big, and this is, like, kind of hard on me. You know what I mean? And I feel like I'm trying to justify everything that I say, but I don't want anybody to take this the wrong way. Like, obviously, being big, like, to me, that's subjective. You know, what I think is big is not the same as what you guys think is big. It's just like that I'm bigger for what my usual size is. Obviously, I'm pregnant, but I just didn't imagine it would go everywhere instead of just my belly. So, I'm not really like letting it truly get to me, but it's just something that's like always in the back of my head. Like, oh, like I was looking at wedding pictures the other day, and that was when I had like worked my tail off, had a personal trainer, was eating keto, was eating really well, and I was like, oh, I don't look like that anymore. So yeah. No sickness or anything, feeling a lot better. In the second trimester, I felt like I had a lot of energy to do stuff. I would get winded, obviously, but I could like go. And I didn't feel like I needed 3 naps during the day. Now that I'm in my third trimester, I can feel myself starting to slow down a little bit. Especially like my feet are always hurting at the end of a long day at work. But it's nowhere near as exhausted as I felt in my first trimester. My first trimester, I needed a nap every single day. I would still go to bed at like 7:30, 8 o'clock, even after taking a nap during the day. So that was a little bit rough. So this is not so bad. I don't feel quite as tired as I had before. Some people were asking me where I got maternity clothes. So I'm not going crazy with maternity clothes because I don't want to spend a lot of money on that. I'd rather spend money on cute clothes that I'll actually wear after having her. So I did shop the Nordstrom anniversary sale. You guys know that. And then I'm just kind of putting those clothes in my closet until hopefully they fit me someday. As far as maternity wear goes, I wear a lot of like bodycon style dresses, and I get all those from Amazon because they're like 20 to 30 bucks, and some of them are even like $16.99. Like, they're cheap, but I can get away with wearing those to work. Like, when I say bodycon, I just mean like a cotton dress that hugs the belly. You know what I mean? It's not like going clubbing bodycon, but yeah. So I've been wearing a lot of those. I bought those on Amazon. I have bought a couple things on Pink Blush Maternity. It's a cute online store that has a lot of maternity clothes. And then I could still wear like t-shirts and tank tops and stuff. I just like go up a size. And then the other thing that I have bought that I've worn a ton were 2 pairs of really good jeans. So I bought 2 pairs of really good jeans from A Pea in the Pod when they were having a sale. They have sales pretty frequently, I've noticed too. So if you're pregnant, that's a good spot to go to just to get like a couple pairs of good jeans. So I did buy early on in my pregnancy 2 pairs of AG maternity jeans, and I've been able to wear those from like, I don't know, 15 weeks all the way until now. Like, I can still wear them. So I wear those to work a lot too. I'm not wearing anything like super fancy right now because I just don't want to spend the money on that. I could think of a million other things that I'd rather buy other than maternity clothes. So yeah, that's just kind of been my motto with maternity wear. The nursery is coming together. I will show you guys when it's all done. I say when it's all done, but who knows if it will ever really be like all the way done. But I will show you before she gets here, and I think it's really cute. We're going more for like a baby woodland animal theme, mostly like white and cream and gray with little pops of baby pink here and there. So I really like it. I think it's super cute. So I will show you guys once it's all like put together. So far we have the crib and a dresser and some pictures up on the wall behind the dresser that we're also using as a changing table, and some shelves in there for books, and we have a reclining like glider in there as well. And so I think it's really coming along. It's really cute in there, and I can't wait to show you guys, but I'm gonna wait until it's all done. Baby is growing. She's in the 52nd percentile for her height and weight, I guess, for her size. So whatever that means, doctor said that was normal, so that's good. And the anatomy scan came back normal, so that was good as well. I did not have gestational diabetes, which I was very happy to hear. My results took a while to come back, so I was like, oh my gosh, like I have it, and the doctor's just waiting to call me. But I don't know why the results took a while to come back. They just were lagging, I guess. So I don't have GD, which is really nice. I'm very thankful for that. And then the last thing that I wanted to talk to you guys about is a name. So do we have a name? We do. We don't have a middle name. The middle name has been really difficult to nail down with the first name that we have picked out. And I'm going to hold off on telling you guys the name. It's not like I think I'm a celebrity and I'm withholding the name from you guys, but just in case like last minute we change it or something like that, I don't want there to be any confusion. So we do have a name. I love the name. I was not one of those people who knew what I wanted to name my children when I was, 12 years old. We just kind of, it came up and we both liked it, and which is surprising. And so we're sticking with that for the first name. Middle name, we have no idea. But if you have any single syllable middle names that you think are cute, let me know. Because I think the middle name needs to be a one syllable middle name. So that's all I'm going to say for that. Yeah. Overall, it's been an eventful pregnancy with like my fall, and then we had some like scary things happen in the beginning. But overall, it's been a pretty pleasant experience. And so that actually does make me think that like, oh my gosh, labor is going to be awful. But I'm just so in love, and I can't wait until she gets here. And I can't wait for you guys to meet her. I don't know if I'm going to really put her on my social media and YouTube videos and stuff like that. I haven't decided yet. I'm going to talk to Ricky about that obviously first, because I feel like that's a big decision. I don't know if I want to put her out there. People can be so cruel, and I feel like being online, being on social media is a choice that everybody should be able to make for themselves. And I don't know if I want to have my child on there or not. I don't know. I haven't decided yet. Ricky and I are going to talk about it, and we'll see what we end up deciding. Mostly because I was watching this video the other day of this girl, and she was telling people that she was no longer going to put her baby online because people were making awful comments about it. And even just hearing her say that, like, it hurt my heart. And I was just thinking, like, number one, who in the right mind would say something about a baby? Number two, who are they to say something about anybody else, let alone a baby? Number three, like, I would rather have somebody tear me apart and say that I'm ugly and say that I'm, like, you know, not cute, whatever, than have somebody say that to my child. And so I can't imagine, like, I don't know, I can't imagine having to deal with that. So that alone kind of made me be like, it made me think more about having her online. But I don't know, we will see. At the same time, like, I want to show her off. Like, this is my, like, pride and joy, you know, this is like the creature that I created. So I want to be able to share her. I just we haven't made a decision on that yet. So we will see. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you for following along with me on this journey. And there will be a baby haul coming up soon because my shower is in a couple weeks here. So I will share that kind of stuff with you guys. And again, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye.